Did you know that ancient Egyptians invented toothpaste? Quite the oral hygiene enthusiasts, weren't they? As we journey back into the mists of time, we find ourselves in the vibrant and fertile Nile Valley, a veritable cradle of civilization. This is where the remarkable story of ancient Egypt begins, a tale woven around the life-giving Nile River. This majestic river was the lifeblood of Egypt, its annual floods bringing rich silt and clay, and with it, the opportunity for advanced agriculture. Amidst this abundance, a unique civilization took root around 5,000 years ago. The people of this land, blessed by the river's bounty, began to build not just structures but a complex society. They developed a system of writing, a form of pictorial script known as hieroglyphs, which became a cornerstone of their culture. These hieroglyphs, etched on papyrus and stone, allowed them to record their history, their beliefs, and their daily life in intricate detail. But it wasn't just the written word that flourished here. The ancient Egyptians also established a form of government that would become synonymous with their civilization, the rule of the pharaoh. These rulers, seen as gods in human form, commanded incredible respect and power. They not only governed the people and made laws, but also controlled the resources provided by the Nile and oversaw monumental construction projects. These early days of civilization, marked by the rise of the pharaohs and the invention of hieroglyphs, set the stage for the grandeur that was to follow. Over the centuries, this civilization would build awe-inspiring pyramids, create exquisite art, and develop a rich pantheon of gods and goddesses, but all this was yet to come. For now, as we stand on the banks of the Nile, we can only marvel at the ingenuity of these early Egyptians. They harnessed the power of a river, created a language, and established a system of rule that would endure for millennia. The fertile Nile Valley was the cradle of this fascinating civilization, setting the stage for a remarkable journey through time. A golden age that saw Egypt become the world's leading superpower. Can you picture that? Let's take a journey back through time to the New Kingdom period of ancient Egypt, a glorious era that spanned from the 16th century BC to the 11th century BC. This was a time when Egypt, resplendent and mighty, expanded its territories far beyond its borders, reaching into the lands of Nubia and Syria. Egypt wasn't just a kingdom anymore, it was an empire, the Golden Empire. And it was the most powerful entity in the known world. Now, an empire is only as strong as its leaders, and the Golden Empire was blessed with some of the most remarkable pharaohs in history. Hatshepsut, a woman who reigned as pharaoh, was one of them. She was a master diplomat and a visionary builder, commissioning awe-inspiring temples and trading expeditions that brought wealth and exotic goods into Egypt. Another notable pharaoh was Akhenaten, a revolutionary who upended tradition and introduced monotheism, worshipping only the sun god Aten. This was a radical shift in a culture that had, until then, worshipped an entire pantheon of gods. Then there was the boy king, Tutankhamun, who ascended the throne at a tender age of 9. His reign may have been short, but his legacy is eternal, thanks to the discovery of his almost intact tomb filled with treasures beyond imagination. And last, but certainly not least, we have Ramesses the Great, a pharaoh who reigned for an impressive 66 years. He was a warrior, a builder, a lover of the arts, and a man whose name and deeds echo through the corridors of time. These leaders, each extraordinary in their own right, were the pillars that upheld the Golden Empire. Their rule, their actions, their legacies all contributed to a time of prosperity and power that has left an indelible mark on the annals of history. The Golden Empire was Egypt's zenith, a time of prosperity, expansion, and powerful pharaohs whose legacies still captivate us. Ever wondered why the ancient Egyptians were so obsessed with the afterlife? Well, to answer that, we must delve into the mystical beliefs that were at the heart of their civilization. Ancient Egyptians had a complex and intricate religion that was as much a part of their daily life as it was their death. Their pantheon of gods was vast and varied. Each god had a role to play in the cosmic balance, from Ra, the sun god who journeyed across the sky each day, to Osiris, the god of the underworld and judge of the dead. These deities were not distant figures, but rather they were actively involved in the lives of the people, helping them navigate the trials and tribulations of their existence. This deep-seated belief in an active pantheon was closely tied to the Egyptians' views on death and the afterlife. They believed that death was not the end, but rather a transition to another phase of existence. The soul, or Ka, was thought to continue living in the afterlife, requiring the same necessities as it did in life. This belief necessitated the preservation of the body through mummification and the provision of grave goods for the deceased's journey and life after death. The process of mummification was an elaborate one, reflecting the importance they placed on the afterlife. It involved the removal of the body's organs, the drying and preservation of the body with natron, and the wrapping of the body in linen strips. This was done with great care and precision, with the aim of preserving the body for eternity. The ancient Egyptians' reverence for the afterlife was also evident in their monumental tombs and burial practices. Pharaohs and nobles were buried in grand tombs filled with treasures, food, and even servants, all meant to ensure a comfortable afterlife. Their mystical beliefs and rituals not only shaped their daily lives but also their deaths, leaving us a rich tapestry of myths and legends to decipher. Their religion and beliefs about the afterlife continue to fascinate us, offering a window into a civilization that was deeply spiritual and profoundly human. Every empire has its sunset, and so did ancient Egypt. The fall of this once great civilization was not an abrupt occurrence, but rather a gradual decline, marked by a series of unfortunate events. Ancient Egypt, a realm that thrived for millennia, eventually succumbed to the relentless tides of time, its glory dimmed by internal strife and external pressures. The New Kingdom, the last of the great Egyptian kingdoms, was marred by power struggles and social unrest, leading to a period of decline. As the power of the pharaohs waned, the nation was left vulnerable to foreign invasions. The Assyrians and Persians successively seized control, further weakening the once vibrant civilization. The final blow came with the arrival of Alexander the Great. In 332 BC, Egypt fell under Macedonian rule, marking the end of the pharaoh's reign. The land of the pyramids and Sphinx, a symbol of human achievement and endurance, was now a mere province in Alexander's vast empire. Yet in the face of such adversity, the spirit of Egypt refused to be extinguished. The culture, the mythology, the monumental architecture, all these elements continue to resonate across centuries, influencing civilizations to come. The sun set on the pharaohs, but their legacy was far from forgotten, etched in stone and sand, waiting to be rediscovered. Ancient Egypt, a civilization that continues to influence us thousands of years later. The pyramids, a testament to architectural prowess, still stand tall, reminding us of their advanced understanding of mathematics and engineering. The ancient Egyptians also gave us the calendar, basic dentistry, and even the first written language. So next time you brush your teeth, remember the ancient Egyptians and their remarkable contributions.